Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633 and today I'm bringing a review of the Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Deluxe Class Protectobot Streetwise. Now Streetwise is the first of the 4 Protectobots that I'll be reviewing here on my channel, but unfortunately it seems like everyone except for obviously Hotspot and Groove, the other 3, Hotspot, Groove, and Rook should I say, the other 3 ended up becoming retools of pre-existing characters. Now for Blades and sorry, the name slipped my mind there. Blades and First Aid. They use both the Alpha Bravo and off-road molds, so for those who didn't get those, it's not too bad since those were optional characters, especially since the real characters Quickslinger and Breakneck are on their way. But unfortunately, Streetwise is one of the original G1 Protectobots, so this one, it's unavoidable. Just to show a comparison with the Dead End mold, as you can see, it's actually quite similar to the original mold here. But there are some major retooling components, such as the heads, the components on the feet here, and there's obviously more different pieces of molding differences in the vehicle mode as well, which I'll get to, but overall they're pretty much the same mold. Anyways, Protectobot Streetwise comes with the, if I remember correctly, 33 of the Transformers Combiner Wars. So it pretty much gives you the little bit of the origins and pretty much getting more into the actual Combiner Wars themselves. Before we get to the toy, obviously we'll get a quick look at the box. Shows just the usual packagings, but the inside was actually quite easy to pull out since they actually put this in a separate tray kind of thing that for some reason it seemed to be a little bit more annoying of the other ones. I'm not sure if that was the same way since I just seem to have a little bit more problem pulling out the other components, but the box here is a lot easier to pull out the components here. Oh, that's right, because the way that they actually sealed it, they actually cut it into several components. In the original ones, it was just these 3, so it was a lot harder to pull out. However, because of this extra flap up here, it made it a lot easier to remove the toy from the box without actually going through and tearing it. So that's good that they actually added that little component. So props on Hasbro for how they packaged it. Anyways, it shows that he is, ironically, the 5th component of Defensor, but he does come with the first of, at least in order, of that section of the Combiner Wars in the IDW comics. So the back shows Streetwise and a little bio. Shows that it transfers in 9 steps, and they promoted him as Leg. So anyways, that's it for the box. We'll now go on to the figure itself. Now, Streetwise is actually pretty cool. I do still like the Dead End mold, so I give it props that they at least used one of the good molds in Menasor. Articulation-wise, there isn't anything different that you wouldn't expect on the Dead End mold. His head can go only about that far, left and right, and can kind of look up and down, but not too much. His arms are on ball joints, which allows full movement there. Can swivel on the top of his arm, which kind of gets caught there, so you need to move it a bit. It's got a single elbow joint that goes about 90 degrees. And his hands can kind of pivot, but that's just towards transformation and nothing else. His leg, has a full waist joint there. His legs are on ball joints, allow full movement, and can also swivel on top there. Can bend at the knee there. And that's it for articulation-wise. And we'll go on from there. The 2 weapons he does contain is this 3-barreled rifle, which looks a lot better than the pipe that Ten came with. I thought it was just ridiculous still. Pretty much something you would expect on a Transformer, but it is a bit weird that when I get to them, the Protectobots have these pretty crazy armory, which is understandable since they are still Transformers, but for someone that come to protection, it is kind of funny since they especially when it came to the G1 cartoon, most of these characters are mostly for a rescue force, really, than a full-on kind of assault team, so it is kind of funny. And obviously it does come with the Combiner Ward limb, which looks quite different here on the feet, since it's got the barrels here. But anyways, to transform it, it's quite simple. All you need to do is pull up the component there, And then you're going to push down this piece here. You're going to keep these straight and then collapse the hands into the little empty gap there. You're going to disconnect the feet like that on both sides. And then you're going to turn this entire component around here, and you're going to collapse them in like so, and then line them together, and you'll form the back of the car. And now collapse these pieces here. So now that is complete. And you're going to slide these components inward here, like so. Sometimes it can be a little tricky, similar to what you have to do with the dead end mold there. But he seems to do a lot easier transformation than dead end. You're going to kind of jiggle this a bit so that it gets in the way like that. And then you're going to collapse the hood. And there you have Streetwise in his vehicle mode. And we're back with this vehicle mode. Now, I really enjoyed the design that Hasbro Takara gave to him, since I really do like the police motif of Transformers, and they do a really nice job at doing it throughout the years. So you can see there are still quite a bit of retooled parts, as I mentioned in the first part of the video here. He's got a new siren, this new front piece. Obviously it is a police car all over, so just to show it all over. And some red pieces there and so on. But overall, you can see the mold itself is quite similar. There's a lot of similarities between Dead End and Streetwise, since they're borrowing the same mold. But I think they did a nice job making it a whole new character, the pre-existing mold. His wheels do turn pretty well, with no issues, which is good. And I really think they did a nice job. Now what you can do is take this component, obviously, and just attach it to the top. And you can arm him up if you wished, so it looks like that. And then you can obviously take the other gun and just kind of plug it onto the side, like this. You kind of arm him up, and then I guess you can kind of give him like a muffler similar design, but it's kind of like a back protection in terms of the way that it's kind of rolls around and all that, trying to go into emergency so on. So I think that's pretty neat that you can do that. And then you can theoretically kind of just take this piece too and plug it onto the back of the component and kind of give him this kind of thing as well. Obviously we need to turn the arm component so that it allows you to lay it down, but obviously that's mostly towards just the combining limb rather than anything else, but it does give you an option to kind of play around with the figure, so that is cool that they actually have quite a bit of playing options. Now overall, I think Hasbro Takara did a fantastic job designing the figure. He does have quite an amount of different components to make it stick out over Dead End, so it is good that it does give you some options there and so on. It'd be kind of cool to kind of, if you wanted to, since the combiner limbs are, in terms of Scramble City, you can kind of use the same molds for the Protectobots and put it over, I guess, just another one of the Voyager combiner limbs, and you can kind of give them a symmetrical design in terms of sculpt. Obviously the colors will be up, but in terms of sculpt, you can kind of give it a little bit more symmetrical design. But overall, I still think this is a really neat figure, and I'm glad to finally own the Protectobots in my collection. And hopefully I could finally get a hold of a Hotspot and Groove whenever Hotspot is out. And I did hear that Groove is out, so I'm going to have to go and look for him. But I think that he's highly worth picking up. I got this from BBTS since they just randomly decided to put it up. I was not expecting them to go in stock this soon, since they kind of were bouncing around with the dates. But I am happy to finally get a hold of them. Just, it was kind of shocking to me, since I wasn't expecting to get it so soon. But anyways, please comment and subscribe, and please check out Hirotaku. Also check down the channels down below, and don't forget to follow me on Dartarcon603 on Twitter. And I'll see you YouTube. Bye.